So here I am.
Oh.
Hi, Philip Jones Martini Brewster here, and we're talking to Kat and Ben from Nine Circles Distillery in the lounge of the very salubrious and beautifully renovated Hotel Australasia in downtown Eden. But you're really based in a very nearby village, Pambula. Is that right?
We are.
Now, how does some fabulous couple like you from Melbourne end up in a place like this?
How did we end up here? The weather.
I can see that.
Yeah, we lived in a small town called Trentham up near Daylesford, which was very wet and very cold a lot of the year, and we decided that we needed off the mountain, and we looked at a whole lot of different coastal towns. We wanted water for the kids and for you.
Sunshine, and yeah, it was just time for a bit of a lifestyle change, and here was where we landed, thankfully.
Oh well, I must say my first time in Eden, and I grew up on the south coast in Kiama, and I'm kicking myself I haven't been here before. So in Pambula and all these beautiful little places, and they're just really kind of cooking now in a way, in a good way, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, from a tourism perspective and a food and beverage perspective, and a distillery perspective.
Yes, people are just finally starting to discover what the region has to offer, and it's a lot. You know.
Yes.
The mountains, the forests, the beaches. You can travel, the whole coastline, and you'll find a dozen beaches, even during peak time, that are completely abandoned, that you have all to yourself. And that's the height of summer. It's great.
I know, it's just such a rare gift.
Yeah.
Which brings us to your lovely range of spirits. I'm going to grab a bottle here. We have the whole range here we're going to talk through here. Let's start with the vodka, but more importantly, let's start with Nine Circles. How does inspiration behind that, please?
Well, the name, we kicked around names for about 6 months when we were starting this up, and I had a poster on my wall when I was a kid, which is a bit dark, but it was the 9 Circles of Hell.
Okay, Dante, nice, yeah.
Dante, which I used to study, and I used to just be fascinated with the picture, and when we were trying to come up with a name, 9 Circles just rang true for us and stuck. There is also the other side of it, which is the 9 Circles of Heaven. So it was a nice sort of balance in the middle for us.
Bit of a yin-yang in was, especially the metaphor a little bit too far there. Yeah.
And our symbol, our logo is very balanced as well.
Well, it speaks of symmetry, really, doesn't it?
It
does, absolutely.
And there's 3 of us in the business, so there's myself and Ben and our business partner JB, and the 3 of us have been kicking around since we were in high school.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I met Ben through him. He used to date my younger sister, and yeah, he and I have been mates forever. He and Ben went to school together. So that symmetry of the 3, and the 3
Absolutely.
Works really well with the 9 as well.
The power of 3, you can't fight it. You got to work with it.
Yeah, it just all worked.
Now you debuted, I think, almost a year ago. So this past year,
just
over a year ago.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And we've been talking before we started talking about how the locals are really getting behind what you're on about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of local support.
Yeah, we've been really welcomed into the community, both as a family, but as a distillery as well. A lot of the local businesses have got behind us and are really encouraging us to.
And it's great to see your range on the bar here, which is exactly what you want.
Yes.
Yes. So let's ask her about the local inspiration, therefore, because clearly this place is just oozing with it, exactly right, about your range. So again, we'll start with the vodka again and talk us through that.
So the vodka is...
beautiful New South Wales wheat, and we double distill and double filter rather than triple distill and triple filter, which most are doing.
Made it from scratch.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
From scratch. I got to when I was developing it, I got to the second stage and was fully intending to continue on, and I tasted it. And as a whiskey lover, it had a lot of the honey and cereal notes to it that I really like in a whiskey.
Bit of toastiness there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful flavour to it.
And I actually just didn't want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to a completely neutral ethanol, effectively, which is what most vodkas are. So I left it, and it's been well received by particularly whiskey drinkers who can make that connection. Some vodka drinkers, some vodka purists find it has some flavours that they're not used to in a vodka. But most people are enjoying it. But it is a...
You could argue this is what vodka's supposed to taste like. I mean, if you went to Eastern Europe and, you know, I like potato-based vodkas,
Correct.
Poland, for example, but if a proper grain vodka tastes like it should taste.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And it is very much a sipping vodka. It's a vodka that you have with some ice, and
It's really nice with ginger beer and
Yeah.
lime.
Ooh.
It's beautiful.
yeah,
Nice.
makes
That's
a
how I
mean
like
meal. But it's a great drink just to sip on. It's not a drink that I would recommend buying and mixing with your Red Bulls.
That's reassuring.
They're not our target market. But yeah, it's been, we get a lot of shock and surprise from it. People who,
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it.
people try it, and often we're at other events with other people who make vodka, and we're like, oh yeah, vodka, it's just vodka, and then they'll drink it and they're like, oh, hang on a minute. That's actually not. That's really different, and we wanted that point of difference. We wanted something that it stands out. It doesn't have to fit into a specific box. We think we're a couple of years ahead. We've been told we're a couple of years ahead of that in relation to the vodka, but
That's nice. I mean, I think what I'm seeing, and we can talk about the gins in a second, where I think the trend's going about sipping style. They have to stand on their own 2 feet. The spirits.
Correct.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's very close to an unaged wheat whiskey.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Really.
Nice.
If I could very easily put that into a nice barrel and age it up and turn it into something.
It's a project for a rainy day, Ben.
Yeah.
No, that would make a horrible whiskey. we're making good whiskey.
All right. I'll come back and talk to you another time about that. All right, let's talk about then this lovely elegant bottle of Australian dry gin, the 9 Circles. Which came first? You've got a signature gin.
The signature first.
Okay, so let's do it in order. And again, the blue label here. And fun fact, friends, I just got them to roster up a martini just here before we started talking, which I kind of helped make, really, to be honest. And it was delicious with the signature gin in. So you said this is your kind of firstborn.
Yeah, this was the first product we made, and like most distillers, I think the first product you make is the one you make for yourself. It's the gin that you want to drink for the rest of your life. So yes, I call it my firstborn. I'm sorry to Daniel, my actual firstborn.
He'll get over it eventually.
So it's a very, it would be classed as a contemporary gin. It has a lot of botanicals, a lot of flavour.
And these botanicals are anything sourced locally? Like took a local ingredients you could draw on? Or?
Local in terms of Australian, there's
Yes.
a lot of Australian botanicals in there. Nothing specifically from this region.
Yeah.
I do have some local growers that supply me with some products that
great.
go into it, but nothing, no sort of indigenous plants or anything like that.
That may come in time.
It will.
But we have Tasmanian stuff, we have Western Australian stuff, we have South Australian stuff. So we pull a lot from Australian products, and anything that I can find in Australia, we put into it. It's only the stuff that really isn't available in quantity.
That old hoary chestnut.
That's coming.
That we have to import.
Yeah, it'll happen.
And
Yeah.
everything else we're getting from the Australian market.
And so, in short, what's the flavour profile you shot for here in this instance?
Orange and spice.
Nice.
But balanced. So lots and lots of orange.
And how to drink?
Sorry?
How do you like to drink it?
I like it with just a dash of tonic.
Yep.
Anything that's not an Indian tonic, with a slice of orange in it. It stands up really well in a G&T. It stands up really well in a cocktail. That's one of the things that I really like about it. There's lots of flavour in there. There's probably double the botanicals in there by volume that we have in the dry. And you can taste it. You sit there with it for half an hour and the flavours just dance on your palate. Had people who walked around at a market and said, "Oh, I don't want to eat anything because I love the flavours."
That's a compliment and a half.
Yeah, it's great. Eat Moomula. We've had that a couple of times. They're a food festival and they don't want to eat anything because they want to taste our gin.
All your food groups in a bottle, that's pretty new.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, moving along. We've got the dry gin now. Now, this is the one, I had the martini with, which I absolutely delight. And am I right in picking there's myrtle and some things in there as well? Yeah.
So yeah, it's a dry gin that we developed because a lot of people were asking us for something that wasn't quite as bold as the signature.
Yep.
They wanted something a bit more stripped down, so we did that. It's very, as a dry gin is, very juniper forward, has a little bit of citrus through it, lemon myrtle, some,
I really enjoyed it. And chilled filtration, not chilled, filtration? No, I didn't think so, because it had that kind of looshing effect in the glass. It was nice, so there's really rich oils come through. Yeah.
All of them are quite oily. I specifically left that in for the mouthfeel.
Yes. Makes a big difference.
Almonds and sandalwood nuts as well.
That creaminess, fantastic.
That real fullness. Takes away the burn, makes it really beautiful to drink.
Yeah.
Especially neat.
I think the gin industry is actually, and gin consumers are actually developing the knowledge that lushing, when you mix in your glass, is actually a good thing.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing. It may not look like the crystal clear drink that everybody's used to drinking.
Yeah.
But I know when I drink another gin and I put some tonic in it and it lushes, I get super excited.
Yeah, same.
I know it's just full of the oils and the flavours and the botanicals that I want.
Yeah, you want that. You really want that. You want the potatoes. That's why you make gin.
Well, it is, isn't it?
So let's be frank. Yeah. You want those expression of flavours to come through the
So
gin.
there was no way I was going to strip all that out.
All right, last on the list here. I'm going to reach over just here a little bit. Now, this is a bit controversial apparently in the family. I was told. Pink gin. Who doesn't? Now, I'll tell you a quick story, friends, we were listening. When you do spirit judging, the last gin category you do is pink gin on the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And you were joking before about the circles of hell, and I often joke when I'm judging, if this is a circle, the pink gin is a circle of hell for judges, because you start with your London Dry, your contemporaries, your navy strengths, and your contemporary expressions, and your barrel aged, and your flavours, and then you end up at pink gin. At the end of the day, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's been a big day, and then you put your nose in the glass and you get raspberry frogs or candy, kind of artificial nonsense. Please tell me this is not the case of your gin.
So we wanted something that was different, but that was still gin. So we've used locally grown rhubarb and raspberry. That we've got a couple of growers here.
Great.
We source that. We make our syrups ourselves. I do that. It's a painstaking process, but I do it because I love it and I love what it does to the gin. So we made something that the gin behind it has a lot of strawberry gum in it. It's got sandalwood nuts in there as well for that mouthfeel.
And it's really pale in colour too. It's very delicate looking.
It is, and all of that colour comes from the fruit that goes in it.
Beautiful.
And first and foremost, it's a gin.
Yes, it's not
a pink gin first and...
Yeah.
It's a gin first. The gin behind it I was really happy with, which is why it's a bit controversial, because I didn't want to ruin it. Like throwing the fruit at it. That being said, it's actually turned out I'm quite happy with it. The rhubarb and the raspberry give a nice complementary tart and sweet flavour at the same time.
And you can taste both of them.
But
nice.
It's not an overpowering thing. I get a little bit of almost fairy floss sort of smell to it when I smell it.
It's very aromatic. And how do you like to drink it?
It's really nice with champagne.
Wow, cool.
Dashed champagne and some strawberries in it is amazing.
Love it.
It's great with anything elderflower. So elderflowers, cordial and some
Oh,
soda.
that's interesting.
Or an elderflower tonic.
Yes.
The elderflower and the rhubarb and the raspberry go really, really well together.
I've never thought about it.
Especially if you can get a really nice homemade elderflower cordial. Beautiful. It's also really nice with just soda. It's great in a cocktail.
Yeah, I'm a bit simpler. I drink it with soda water and raspberries.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just nice on ice as well. I have a lot of people who come back and they bite and they're like, "You've ruined me."
A very, very dangerous summer drink.
Yes.
Very dangerous.
Sounds like mission accomplished to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're really happy with it. I mean, Ben's not. I just still like the next gin. Didn't like adding anything.
He can still live himself, I think. Yeah. That's true.
And people really wanted it. And we wanted to experiment and, bring something different to the market, something that wasn't jam-packed full of sugar, something that wasn't artificial in flavour, but something that was still gin. You can, still appreciate and taste the gin that's
wonderful.
there behind it, and that disappears once the sugar kind of disappears. You add a little bit of soda to it, and it's
I was quite pleased that I could make something so nice while completely not wanting to do it.
You're a man of many talents. Look, it's been delightful talking to you both. Thank you for making the time and coming by this afternoon. Final question, where can people buy your lovely spirits?
We're available online, ninecircles.com.au. We're rolling out to BWS stores locally in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
On the south coast of New South Wales,
South Coast.
Terrific.
As well as hopefully some Canberra stores.
Good.
We're available in 4 Canberra bottle shops at the moment. Where are we? As far up as Narooma, over to Bungendore.
Yes, Bungendore,
A couple of venues down in Melbourne as well.
Fantastic.
As well as a couple of bars in Canberra.
But if we're not at your local, please ask for us.
Ask them for it.
There you go, you heard it perfect. Look, all power to you, and thank you so much. Congratulations on your range.
Thank you.